You hear it first. Not the scream, but the silence that follows. A voice. A gasp. Then, silence. In a world wired with satellites, CCTV, digital footprints, how do people vanish without a trace? They left behind everything. Their names, their lives. Some vanished mid-call, others mid-sentence. Some looked into the camera, blinked, and disappeared. This isn't just modern horror. In 1945, it happened to 5 Navy planes. Flight 19, their last radio.
We can't find the land. Everything looks wrong.
No wreckage, no remains. Even the rescue plane vanished. These aren't myths, not campfire tales. They're ruptures, patterns, warnings, secrets the world won't explain. Everyone asks, how do people disappear in plain sight? And why? Does silence always follow? Tonight, we count the most devastating disappearances. Not by date, not by distance, but by the fear they leave behind. Most devastating disappearances in history. Let's begin. Between the last word and the silence that swallowed it. Brandon Swanson, 19 years old, driving home from a college party, a night like any other, until his car slid off a deserted Minnesota road and vanished into darkness. He called his parents, clear, calm, asking for help. For 47 minutes they held the line. His voice steady, describing the road ahead. Power lines, fields, the cold, quiet around him. Then suddenly, his voice changed. A sharp breath, a whispered warning. Oh, shit. Then silence. His phone stayed alive, ringing, pinging, alive in the cold night. Search teams tore through the darkness. Drones scanned the sky. Dogs followed trails, only to find nothing. No footprints, no clues, no body, just gone. How does someone walk, talk, vanish? Life on the phone, into the cold void? The night swallowed Brandon whole, and all that remained was a chilling question. What waits in the silence after the last word? This isn't just a disappearance, it's a rupture in the fabric of the world, a tear that swallows everything. Brandon's final breath, lost in the void, and the cold. It never gave him back. If that shook you, this one happened in a place built to watch everything. Cameras, security. Still, someone vanished. Brian Shaffer, the bar, the footage, the exit that never came. 2006. Brian Shaffer, medical student, future doctor, full of promise. Walked into a crowded bar in Columbus, Ohio. Cameras caught every move, every laugh, every step. Then, he vanishes. Mid-frame, mid-scene. Gone. One door in, one door out. No secret passages, no hidden exits. But he's never seen again. The CCTV footage never faltered. No one saw him leave. Not a single person in that bar. Investigators reviewed the tape, frame by frame, no tampering, no glitches, just Brian disappearing into air. His friends were still inside. His drink sat unfinished. One moment, music, laughter, light. The next, he was gone. Surveillance captured everyone else, but not him. He didn't vanish into darkness. He vanished into surveillance. 2 decades later, the question remains, how do you disappear from a room and leave no trace behind? A detective on the case, Matt Danner, said it best. It's like the building swallowed him whole, like he was erased. No trace, no answers, just a ghost in the grainy footage. And a silence colder than any night. One man vanished from a bar. Now imagine 5 Navy planes, flying in formation. Suddenly a radio crackles. We can't find the sky. Everything looks strange. Then, silence. Flight 19, 1945. The mission. The storm. The sky lost them. December 5, 1945. Just months after World War II ended, 5 U.S. Navy bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale. Routine training flight. Experienced pilots, clear skies, calm seas. Hours later, the radio bursts to life, frantic. "We're lost. We can't find land." Confusion deepens, panic creeps in. Instruments begin to fail, compasses spin without settling, landmarks vanish, voices crackle through the static, once steady, now trembling.
"We can't determine our position. Nothing matches the charts."
Their last words trembled with terror. Then, silence. A rescue plane is launched, desperate, searching, but it vanishes too. No distress call, no wreckage, no trace. 27 men, 6 planes, gone. Weeks of searching. Every mile of the Atlantic scoured. No debris, no survivors, no answers. Just a void, a ghostly emptiness where they once flew. The official report, cause unknown. But darker whispers persist, a time loop, a tear in reality, a darkness in the sky that devours everything, leaving behind nothing, not even memories. Flight 19 wasn't just lost, it was erased. The sky, infinite and cold, swallowed them whole, leaving only questions that claw at the soul and refuse to be answered. The Beaumont Children, 1966. The beach, the sun. Then, silence. January 26, 1966. Australia's summer blaze bathed Glenelg in warmth and laughter. Jane, Arna, and Grant Beaumont, 3 siblings, ages 9, 7, and 4, set out for a day like any other. But that ordinary day turned into a nightmare. The children vanished, without a trace. No panic, no alarm, no screams, no signs of struggle. Just 3 small lives erased. Between heartbeats. Hundreds were nearby, families barbecuing, children playing, waves crashing. Witnesses saw a tall man, a stranger, a strange exchange. Then, a child's bag, abandoned on the shore. No struggle, just a haunting silence where laughter once rang out. One of Australia's largest searches began. Police, volunteers, divers, beaches, cliffs, waters, combed inch by inch, flyers everywhere, hope fading by the day. But no leads, no bodies, no answers. It was as if the children slipped through the cracks of the world and were never given back. The disappearance shattered a nation's sense of safety, a cold crack in Australia's innocence. Over half a century later, the Beaumont children are still missing. The mystery only deepens. Who was the tall man? What happened in those final moments? And why has no trace ever surfaced? Not even a whisper, not even a clue. 3 children vanished into daylight, and the world simply moved on. A disappearance witnessed by many, yet never solved. But now, imagine this: a massive plane, 239 people, no crash, no trace. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, the vanishing that shocked the world. The plane, the signal, then nothing. Some horrors still live fresh in the minds of millions. The world watched in disbelief, then helpless silence. Flight MH370 wasn't just a tragedy, it was a rupture in reality, and that wound still hasn't healed. March 8, 2014, a Boeing 777 lifts off from Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, 239 souls aboard. A routine journey to Beijing. Weather clear, crew experienced. Then, 1:19 a.m., the last words, "Good night." Malaysian 370. And then, nothing. No mayday, no distress call, no radar return. Just silence. A silence that deepened with every passing second. Military radar spots something strange. The plane veers west, then south. A deliberate arc, off course, into the black. It flies for hours. No contact, no signal. Alone over the Indian Ocean. Until it disappears. No debris, no beacon, no crash site. Just 200 tons of aircraft. Gone. The response was unprecedented. Nations united. Satellites, naval fleets, drones. The largest search in aviation history. And what did they find? A wing fragment, a fuselage panel, pieces scattered across time and tide. But not the cockpit, not the black box, not a single body. Was it hijacking? Pilot suicide? Catastrophic failure? No answer fits. The flight path was calculated. The disappearance, too precise, too clean. It was as if the plane had been erased. For the families, closure never came. No wreckage to bury, no graves to mourn, only sky, only questions. MH370 didn't just vanish, it humiliated technology. It broke the rules of modern flight. And it left the world with one devastating truth. Even now, in an age of satellites, AI, and constant surveillance, we still lose entire planes. And sometimes, we never find them. 239 souls, taken without a trace, and the sky never gave them back. James Tedford, 1949. 1 seat, 1 ticket, no passenger. Vermont, 1949. A cold, gray morning. James Tedford boards a Greyhound bus, returning to his home at the Bennington Veterans Hospital. The road winds through winter trees, barren, lifeless, still. The Greyhound hums along the frozen highway. 14 passengers saw him take his seat. Quiet, solitary, undisturbed. Nothing about him stood out. Until he disappeared without a trace. No one saw him move. No one saw him leave. The bus made no stops. The doors never opened. But when it reached the final station, Tedford's seat was empty. His suitcase still in the overhead rack. His coat still hanging neatly. And inside the coat pocket, his ticket, folded, untouched, as if he were still sitting there. But he wasn't. 14 witnesses, a sealed bus, and a man gone without motion, sound, or trace. No disruption, no evidence, as if the air beside them inhaled and never exhaled. No footprints in the snow, no struggle. Just an empty seat in a moving cage of steel. A man erased in motion, leaving behind only silence. And a coat that still waited for its owner. Some mysteries scream. This one whispers. Through a vacant seat, a folded ticket, and the echo of a journey that ended without its passenger. Some vanished beneath watchful eyes. Others disappeared where no one could reach. Some names echo through time. Others are whispered in silence. They left behind questions. Answers may remain out of reach, but the stories linger, shaping our understanding and deepening our respect for the unknown. History was wild. We've got the receipts, people. Oh yeah, the past must be crazy.